4 front here. Like that is just that one turns around. I've been taking one of each, and then when I went through it, I was like, oh.
Okay, people. So this is Vegan Street in Dublin. I'm going to give you a little tour. So this is where it starts. So these are the smaller banners. These are the ones belonging to Vegan Education on the Go, VEGO. So that's Declan Bowens, who's also got a sanctuary. These are some of the VIP banners. So there's 4 of those, but I think 2 of them are in intensive care. I'm not even sure. Oh yeah, well, we've got the Fishers one back. We always wanted to have the Fishers there, which is... So this is scenes from a slaughterhouse north of Dublin called Keepack. So obviously they kill cows in this particular slaughterhouse. This is a bit dated now, to 2018. But some people, for some reason, Ireland has got this reputation of being different from everywhere else. And of course, it's kind of not true. So before you ask how, ask why. So this is our little, as I said, we've got 4 of these, but 2 of them are broken at the moment. So we wanted to include Fishers, broiler chicken here. We've got a cow and a pig, I think. So here we've got, this is an early one. This is actually a bit out of date now, because if you look there, this is an old-fashioned veal crate, whereas now you've normally got those plastic kind of hut type things. So this banner is a little bit out of date now. These are the newer vegan ones. So there's an Eva Bat quote from 1964. That pick is very famous. Which one? This one. Is that what you mean? Is that this one you're on about, Andy? Yeah. It's, yeah. Calf crates. All right. Okay. Oh, the real one. Yes. Yeah. So it won't be long before this lad ends up in one of those, because we want the milk. I mean, we wouldn't want a mum or mother to give their children her own milk now, would we? One of the most bizarre things from a vegan point of view, that we've got all these people and they're all still eating baby food all of their lives. Here we go. This is our debate table, and there's some VR goggles, which gives people a 360-degree experience. There's more VEGO banners, and that's the VEGO film. Over here, we've got this, it's odd really, in the sense that there's a couple of what looks like just children's ones really, but these actually, for some reason, they end up being very popular. People take lots and lots of photographs of these for some reason. That's the very early VEGO one. That's the very first banner that we had on the streets of Dublin. So, getting a bit damaged now. And here we have a Tom Reagan quote from 1983 from his book, The Case for Animal Rights. The animal rights movement is a part of and not opposed to the human rights movement. So Tom Reagan is the originator of rights-based animal rights. So if you're a rights-based animal rightist, then Tom Reagan was the person who came with the foundational text. This is Trinity College over there. So this is the other one of the little kids ones. Again, very popular. Have some sampling going on. The VIP banner again. Sampling. Say hello to the world of TikTok.
Hello, world of TikTok.
Yeah. You want to say hello to the world of TikTok? That's my favourite badge. That one there, and that one's very similar. That one.
I think somebody got distracted by
and this one's even better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got distracted by the cheese.
So,
yes, I got distracted by the cheese because Roger left his post.
I left the post. I did. Yeah. Say hello to TikTok.
Hello, TikTok.
But these are very samey. These badges, aren't they? I mean,
I was doing tallies of trying to get an average of how many.
Is it true you're coming up with new designs?
Yes.
Because I was looking forward to some new designs.
I didn't make any this week. We thought that we had a lot that already have to go. And then we have a lot in the box that have to go. But I was thinking for maybe this week to make some pride badges.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Or what about a KFC one?
The McDonald's one are popular, aren't they? So you got that one, and then you got the Mac Death. Where's the other one?
I'm following. Oh, yeah.
Mac Death, and where's the that one there? So we've got 3 McDonald's.
And I was thinking of putting some dogs on them because the cats are quite popular. But then I was thinking about the amount of dogs.
Yeah. This is very aristocratic. We are Siamese, if you please. So these are fridge magnets, yeah?
Yeah, fridge magnets.
Yeah.
That one should have been a badge, I think.
Yeah, we had that as a badge at one point.
But it isn't here anymore.
Yeah, it's a popular one, that, isn't it?
Yeah, because it would be good to walk around with a badge saying I am here.
That was on yesterday.
If you can hear our resident hyena cackling away in the distance, then.
Hey, Ghost, how are you?
This is your main man, Declan Bowens, doing his stuff. So we work out that this location here, over 5 hours, gets over 13,000 people passing. And that's just people passing on foot. As you can see, it's this kind of busy all the time, both directions. And so you get 13,000 people every 5 hours. And that doesn't include the people on the buses or the Lewis, the tram. Yes, we're a bit low on the old cheese. So today, this is the first time I've seen this. This is the Aldi one. And apparently the price is comparable with dairy cheese. This obviously is superior because there's no rights violations. But you were saying, Graham, this is about 240, 50?
Yeah, I think it's 249.
All right.
And then they do a block, a slice, and a graded one. And the slices they're all the same weights, but the slices are more expensive.
And these are all the same? No, I mean this is cheddar. So
Yeah, they're all the same.
All cheddar, okay. Yeah.
But then Lidl will have a mozzarella version, the graded one. That's $1.99. And it's quite nice.
Is it?
Yeah, it's more melty, if you like a melty cheese.
Yeah, we got a nice comment from Joanne. You people are amazing doing this every week. So
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, that's nice. You people are amazing doing this every week. Joanna was saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Joanna.
What else? Hello, Linda. Say hello to TikTok.
Hello, TikTok. It's also hard to just steal upon you all of a sudden.
Is what?
You just steal upon people all of a sudden.
I know. I'm a stealth filmmaker. Yeah.
Stealthy person.
Yeah, stealth. Yeah. Is that water from your well there, Declan?
Yeah.
Why don't you get some coloured water?
Someone came along last week to us and says, I use vegan, and he says, yeah, and the man says, you drink water, and he says, yeah. There's fish in the water, he says. I says, we drink water.
Yeah.
He says, they didn't know that time.
You say, we give them time to swim away. Right, let's go over here and read some comments. Oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. I haven't done that yet. I'll move over here so you can get a panoramic view I've come over to this little bit of pavement, so I'm safe. So I'll just pan along slowly so you can see the extent of it. Hey, Joanna. We love you too, of course. So there we go. So we're panning along. This is a Hollywood pan, whatever that is, but something I've just invented. Why do you not protest against halal meat? Well, it's kind of all much of muchness, really. So halal meat is a rights violation, but then so is any other type of flesh. So if you're campaigning for animal rights, then that's included. If you're campaigning for veganism, that's also thing. But we wouldn't single that out as a special case because it's not really. Have you seen them yourself? No.
I saw one, what was it, the pig one,
pig
about
one.
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the entire time I was just standing
Yeah,
there.
you're a bit upset, weren't you? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
was. I think it was just kind of like holding back all the tears because even I was saying to Declan at first, I was like, I'm not gonna watch this. I am way too sensitive to watch this. And I was like, ah, sure, I'll give it a try. And I was
Yeah.
like, I felt it.
It was part of a campaign called SHAC, which was Stop Huntingdon Animal Cruelty, it was called. In fact, it's funny because the name of that group, which was started in the 1990s, was the one that started getting me to wonder about using the word cruelty.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that because that's what I have learned to kind of use later on when it comes to cruelty, right? Like when I talk to people about veganism and why not and stuff like that. So this would be one of the words that I would use, you know? So I think my question is, why shouldn't we use this? Like what's the meaning behind it? Is it the fact that people just react really negatively to that and then they kind of become self-defensive, or I just don't...
No, it's normally the fact that people already have an understanding of what animal cruelty is. And if you ask them for an example, they'll talk about people kicking dogs and that kind of thing. And then as some vegan activists, they will then switch species and say, well, what about the ones that we...
I see that a lot.
Yes. Yeah, okay. And that's when people start to get defensive because they go, well, that's not cruel because culturally it doesn't transfer. From a vegan point of view, it does, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
But the only problem with it is that you'll really then start to argue about their own word, really. It's the same as using the word like abuse. Yeah. So the easiest thing to do from our point of view is to give them something new to think about, which is rights violations and the fact that animal use is a rights violation. And so you bypass all that welfare talk. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you can get bogged down in it. Yes. So essentially, that's the thing, you know. So even if you started with that language, the idea would be to move away to get them to think more fundamentally, because the fundamental problem is not the cruelty, it's the actual use of them in the first place. Right? Okay. And most vegans would say, well, even if you got rid of the cruelty, it will still be wrong. Yeah. Okay, so there's no point in sticking with the cruelty.
Yeah, see, I think when people, when people start talking about their cultures, I'm just kind of then later on go into morality, the morality of it all, how culture does not equal morality.
Yeah, but our culture is informed by animal welfare, and so we teach our children not to be cruel, but that doesn't mean you can't eat them, because in our culture you can eat them, but you still shouldn't be cruel to them. Right, and so if you want to have a vegan conversation, we need to move away from that conversation to something else and say, well, okay, well, the way that we would look at it. Now, what some vegan activists say is that we just need to redefine cruelty to mean what we want it to mean.
Yeah.
Right. But if you do that, you're fighting against culture and everything that they've known and everything they've been taught.
And it's very hard to kind of get rid of that kind of programming then.
And so that so if you move to a rights-based position, then you're kind of going, okay, well, let's talk about it from this point of view, and then people then start saying things like, oh, well, I hadn't thought of it that way. See, they know all about cruelty and they know all about abuse, and the thing that they know about cruelty and abuse is that they're against it. Okay. It's just that they don't apply that. to the slaughterhouse. And the reason for that is the culture.
Yeah, of
Because, you know, I mean, like, everything that goes on in the slaughterhouse is supposed to be brilliant, right? And so, according to the culture, yeah. So, we can either have that argument and kind of fight it out with them about whether that's true or not, or we can say, well, there's another way of looking at it, which is this, which is our way of looking at it in the first place. So, it's almost like say, well, let's not get back down in their language. Let's talk our language, because that's what we want to do. Yeah. Somebody is saying meat is just beautiful. Well, the vegan meats would be. The vegan meats, of course, are superior to flesh because there's no rights violations in it. And so, if you had to choose between, if you, for example, go into a place like McDonald's. I mean, I tend not to go into a place like that, but if you did, and you have the Mac plant over the Big Mac, the Mac plant is superior. And it's superior because there's no rights violations in it.
Absolutely.
And
then you don't have to feel guilty about, contributing to something that's absolutely horrific on top of that.
Why contribute to injustice when you don't have to? Well, you say all animal screens and batteries are made from animal products. Well, not according to the manufacturer. So unless they're lying to us, there's your answer. But as I said, there is a petition about that. So if it is true, then you can join the movement to ask them to make changes. Because there will be an alternative. You say there's no alternative. It's a little bit like there's always an alternative. Once you create an alternate market, they always find an alternative. See, there are some issues which are more structural. There's a Mac Plant advert on the bus. There are more structural, and so individuals doing something about it is much more difficult, and so the ironic situation there is that of all the problems that people point to in terms of veganism, the answer is that you need more vegans in order to solve the issue. My girlfriend bought a vegan badge off Use. Very good. Well, we normally design them to pop off after 2 weeks, so you'll probably have to come back and get another one soon. So that's not true, by the way. It's just my little joke. And the only consistent about my little jokes is that they tend not to be very funny. You can see the banners get quite a lot of attention spread out along there, and it's good to just leave people to it, really, because they can take their time and read them, under no pressure. Nobody asks them for a donation. Nobody asks them for any kind of money or anything, which is the way it should be, I love eating meat, and you can't take it away from me. Well, we want you to take it away from yourself. That's the way it works. Nobody's going to come and snatch your burger off you. The idea is that we want you to think ethically about what you're doing. So it's not a question of, this is all part and parcel of this idea of, you being forced by vegans to do X, Y, and Z and everything. Of course, that's not even possible, So it's you that we want, So if anybody's going to force you to stop eating flesh, it will be yourself. That's what we want. And the reason you do that is because you think ethically about what you're up to. Essentially, that's all it is. Keeps me healthy and gives me energy. Yeah, well, there are plant-based versions of that. That's not even a problem. You don't have to eat flesh in order to get energy. In fact, there are now lots of the top athletes, like Djokovic, and some of the top athletes of the world now are plant-based. And now we're starting to get soccer players, football players coming out as plant-based, even a few rugby players. Endurance athletes have often been plant-based because a plant-based diet is actually very good for endurance. You tend to recover from injury. Until last year, I played football still right up to when I played one game when I was 65, but I played all the way up until I was 64. And I tended to get injured less than a lot of the guys who were a lot younger than me. and also when I did get an injury, I recovered quicker. And a lot of people who are plant-based tend to say that. Here's that Mac plant advert again. There's loads of those flying around Dublin at the moment. So I don't know whether there's been a big increase in demand. As I said, I don't tend to go to Mac deaths myself. Right, I'm going to sign off, people. Thanks for joining me for a while, and I'll catch you again.